Yo. We're going to start in a second. Hold on. Yo, sorry for the wait. We back. Normally, I don't make you guys wait that long, but I was wrapping up something. But anyway, I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to skip the roll call. This is just another follow-up video. No games. We're going to jump straight into the content. If you're in here, smash the like button. We got to talk about it. Now, this DAZN hike, you know, a lot of people talking, a lot of people hit me up on Twitter and, you know, comments and stuff like that. And I got to talk about it again. And I just hope you know, with new media, this is what I do full-time and living. There's not too many people. There's only a handful of us that do boxing, cover boxing, don't have any other job, and cover boxing full-time. So just know that most of these people ain't going to be able to keep up with the ones that do it full-time, you know, because we could dedicate, well, I can't speak for no one else. I'm talking about me. My energy levels are crazy, you know, so keep up. We'll see if they got enough juice in a battery pack. We'll see who runs out of juice first. Now, people keep hitting me up nonstop about DAZN. And it's like they're trying to convince me that the new price point and breakdown structure is my cup of tea. That's not how it works. Shout out to my guy, Blue Blood Sports TV. We had a good trip, y'all. You know, we all like came in separate cities and stuff. And then at Spence Garcia, we all kind of met up. You know, we was at private parties with Premier Boxing Jams, ate good. You know, Texas just really held it down. And then I seen him again at the Wilder fight because he's from New York, and I was in New York. I went to cover that for y'all. But shout out to him, man. Everybody's working. New media. But let's talk about this DAZN shit, bro. Like, people keep hitting me up. Like, I'm not your Lord and Savior. Like, I don't need people to try to bow down to me. You don't have to impress me. If DAZN is your cup of tea, the new pricing structure works for your budget. It works with your family plan, your checking and savings account, and this is what you like, and you want to support who you want to support in the sport, that's fine. So, AKA, you don't have to convince me. I don't know what y'all think this is. New media, we good. You don't have to convince us. If you like the new pricing structure and you think it's a hell of a steal, a great deal, you know, as seen on TV, you know, for 4 monthly installments of $19.95, you like, you know, if this is what you like, rock with it. That's it. But it's like, I know what they're doing. They're coming up here trying to convince me and Ego's Army, who naturally feel how we feel based on hearing the announcement, that the vice president, you know, the dude with all that hair or whatever, he knew this was coming. He knew there was going to be backlash and resistance to this new pricing infrastructure. The reason I know, because the LA Times has a interview, and he's quoted. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be the bad guy in social media, and a lot of people are going to. So he already knew that people weren't going to like this change. I mean, why would they? So once again, I know what they're doing, but they can't. They're not better than us. They can't, you know, they can't fool new media. Again, I don't have no issue with DAZN. I told you, I can show you the email right now. DAZN reached out to me trying to get me to promote the app, but it didn't align with the brand at the time, what they were offering versus what they want me to do. I'm an influencer. I'm influential in this game. I pioneered a lot in this game. You know, if anybody want to work with me at this point, I'm beyond pro bono. It's going to have to make sense with the brand and my morals, my principles, you know, creative control. I could be a control freak in certain regard. Like, you know, I got to be, you know, it just has to be all the way, you know, all cylinders, you know, all the check boxes. I don't have a problem with DAZN. Like I said, I know people that work for DAZN. I'm just giving you, I'm a free thinking, independent business owner. My opinion is my opinion. It's not the end all be all, but I can assure you it's not coming from anything other than what I naturally feel and what I logically feel. You get what I'm saying? But I see it. People are coming to me and they're trying to convince me, oh, you pay this for pay-per-view. Listen, I'm sure Blue Blood can attest to this if he's still in the chat. The Spence Garcia fight, fuck what y'all talking about. We were there. I was there. I lived it. It was an experience. Was that the fight where I got the absolute most content, you know, that would be beneficial for my channel? No, it wasn't. But it was an experience. So, you know, I had a great time. I connected with great people. You know, the AT&T Stadium is wild. It's just beautiful. It's big. It's huge. You know what I'm saying? It was an event. It was like, you know, it was just, it's like you ever went to a dope party or baby shower or a movie premiere or something, and it was just a good time. So people comparing like Dazn, oh, you pay $75 for pay-per-view. We talk about different things, because the Errol Spence fight, it was the atmosphere. The AT&T Stadium, you could have been in the nosebleeds and the shit would have been lit, probably, because they have a jumbotron that's like a fucking transformer or something. It's just huge. So we talking about different things. Dazn, you know, what event have they put on that was big like that? You know, another fight I covered, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. I really enjoyed myself. LA is always a good time. You know, I live in California, up north in the Bay. The Wilder walking out, you know, Jared Hurd walked out to the game. Like, there's fireworks. It was a good, you know, it was a good fight, good rumble. Like, that was an event. Like, it was a pay-per-view event. The fight delivered as far as the main event. Tyson Fury's doing some Undertaker shit. Wilder kept trying for the knockout, and he came close. You know, so we're talking about pay-per-view event. These are events. It's not just, like, I don't know, some of you guys never been in Vegas for a Mayweather fight week. It's nuts. I covered Mayweather McGregor. It's nuts. So pay-per-views, people are forgetting. They just talking about the price point. Pay-per-views, unless they're abused, like what HBO Boxing was abusing them, putting Crawford Postal on pay-per-view and putting everything on pay-per-view, Canelo, Liam Smith. A lot of times they're fun. They're just overall fight weeks, grand arrival. Like, I went to Broner Pacquiao, another fight I covered this year for you guys, right? Broner Pacquiao was an experience too. You know, I never got to see Pacquiao fight live. I've been to events, seen Pacquiao, stuff like that. Went to his movie premiere when he did that documentary, shit like that. But I never got to watch Pacquiao live because I wasn't covering boxing at that level yet. You know, I was just watching it. So the grand arrival, that's what I'm saying. These are like pay-per-views. It's more than just the day. It's like a week's worth of entertainment. You know, they got catered food for us media. They're not doing that for any fight. They're doing it for the bigger fights, you know? So anyway, a lot of people coming up to me, you know, oh yeah, this is a great deal. Stop complaining. It's a great, I'm not stopping shit. Don't watch me. Stop watching me. That's my best advice to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like they trying to convince me that $100 is, you know, the way to go. It's cheaper, yeah. But you got to ask yourself a few questions. All these like DAZN supporters or whatever who are coming in and saying this stuff, then why did DAZN have to even resort to doubling the price if you guys was holding them down and you guys were so supportive like you are in the comment sections? Once again, I know what you're doing. A lot of you guys are fake. You write comments, or people who can't affect and move the needle, like some of the people in the UK. DAZN, you pay Sky Sports pay-per-views, and you talking about pay-per-views is dead and shit. You live in the UK. How you gonna say pay-per-views dead and, you know, Ted Cheeseman versus Bacon Bob is a pay-per-view? You know, a lot of fake shit in boxing. They really analyze that. You got people who don't have a passport, live in the UK, ain't never stepped foot on U.S. soil, talking about pay-per-view is dead because Eddie Hearns told you that. And you ain't never been to America. How you know what anything is if you ain't never been to that place? You know? And how you gonna say pay-per-view's dead when y'all getting milked for pay-per-views? And, you know, Daniel Dubois could fight fucking Butterbean and that'll be on pay-per-view in the UK. You know, you guys have fights like Billy Dib and Evgeny Gradovich is a pay-per-view. So what y'all talking about pay-per-view is dead? I know what y'all trying to do, but it's not going to work because the UK can't save Eddie Hearn. The UK can't save DAZN because you can't even support it if you wanted to because they didn't make it eligible. You know why? Because they trying to get that UK money. They just trying to tap into the American market with this shit. And they was already in Canada. So what are we talking about? So I know what they trying to do. You know, people, oh, this is still a bargain. A lot of the people saying that this is such a great deal are the people that don't support it because it's not even eligible. You can't even get DAZN if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna tell us what the bargain is and you not even a part of it? You're not even a part of the conversation. You know? It's just like Mayweather versus Gucci situation. You know, there's a lot of people who are offended because of the minstrel show type of sweater. And then there are a lot of non-black people who are like, oh, that's nothing. You know, of course, if you're non-black, of course, that might not affect you because you don't understand the history. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand the culture. So, of course, you don't care. If you blonde hair, blue eyes or something like that, why would you care about the minstrel show? That doesn't directly affect you. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, same thing with the UK. A lot of people from the UK, they're like, oh, yeah, this is a brilliant deal. This is great. You know, stop crying. But you don't have to pay for it. The pricing hike doesn't affect you because you still paying pay-per-views and you can't order DAZN if you wanted to. So once again, I know what they're doing, but that's not going to work because these are just words. And again, if DAZN has the support that you guys are leaving in the comment section trying to convince me and Ego's Army and stuff, then they wouldn't have to resort to raising the price. So let's not ever forget that. Let's not forget what the reality is. That's what I'm saying. You guys, a lot of people like to talk, but we know based on what actually happens, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, that's all you do. You know how many people said Mayweather versus Berto was the worst fight and ruined Floyd's career? Do you know how many people said Mayweather versus Conor McGregor was a circus and nobody wants to watch that and it's some bullshit and woo, 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 woo. And then you see Mayweather Berto did better than anything Golovkin is headlined as the A-side in the pay-per-view. But y'all said Golovkin has the style and fights for the fans and Mexican style and he's the, you know, huge star. But then why hasn't he outsold Mayweather Berto without Canelo? You know, you say Mayweather McGregor. Why is that fight behind Mayweather Pacquiao in terms of the most lucrative boxing matches of all time? But it was a circus that nobody wanted to watch. So once again, you see, this is why new media continues to win, because we know what they saying ain't true. Because if it was true, then the numbers would reflect that. You know, they say pay-per-view is dead, for example, but the last, you know, 3 Showtime and or Fox pay-per-views, Premier Boxing Champions pay-per-views, have done 350 to 400,000. Golovkin ain't even done that without Canelo. So pay-per-view. So like you got, man, I just thought of it. That's an excellent point. Errol Spence was on his first. He did his first pay-per-view. Mikey Garcia did his first pay-per-view, at least as the headlining main attraction. And they did 365,000 pay-per-views. Gennady Golovkin, when he was at the helm and he fought David Lemieux, that shit, they said it did like 96,000 or something. And then when he fought Jacobs, which was a good fight, you know, a fight that I was there live for, it did, let's say, 150,000. So who's really the star? You know, Golovkin didn't do any significant numbers. The only reason he did 1 million was clearly Canelo, because he has 4 pay-per-views, 2 of them, which he was the A side, didn't do no traction. The 2 with Canelo did over 1 million. So it was the culmination of Canelo's name and Golovkin's name that pushed it over 1 million in those fights. Golovkin was supposed to fight Canelo at the T-Mobile Arena last May. Canelo failed his drug test, had to withdraw. They took Golovkin out of the T-Mobile Arena. We're going to move him to the MGM, try to get Jaime Munguia before he's a champion. That didn't work. And then they ultimately took him out of Vegas and put him at the StubHub Center, you know, with Diversity Lounge or whatever it's called now, which holds like 9,000 people. So we know what they say, it doesn't add up. They say Golovkin is a major, huge draw, but that's not entirely true. He does good ticket sales, and if you pair him with the right fight, then I'm sure he can do some good numbers, and that's how most people are. You know, like Wilder versus Brazil, I don't think that would have been a rightful pay-per-view, and Wilder agrees to that. But you put him in there with Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, those types of fights, yeah, then he can do good numbers, respectable numbers. So, you know, once again, these guys, they try, and we know what they're saying ain't true. and they trying so hard. This is a great deal. And the funny thing with this DAZN price hike is this. This is the funny thing. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, throw your W's up. Throw your W's up. Because I feel like I'm talking to myself. I don't. It gets weird, you know, when I don't see enough comments. It feels like I'm talking to myself. So y'all got to show me some signs of life. Smash the like button as you listen to the chat too. I told you they're not going to be able to keep up with the pace, this new media pace. I can assure you that. This is what I do full time. You know. Okay, so people are still here listening. It just gets quiet sometimes in the comment section. I'm used to my shit just like constantly moving. But anyway, I know what they're trying to do. With the DAZN, they're trying to like persuade and tell people, oh, this is still an amazing deal. But people beyond Canelo Jacobs and maybe Anthony Joshua Miller, nobody else. Yeah, I see it has a delay. I don't know why YouTube's been doing that. Like, YouTube's trying to switch over to some YouTube studio bullshit. And now all of a sudden I notice there's been a delay. You know, I don't know why the delay is so. Hold on. Let me check something. Because when they switch this over. Yeah, man, I really don't think it's on my end. I don't know what's the cause. Hold on. AFP official says the price hike is justified. I think. I don't. Why is it? Okay, I'm going to put you in the hot seat. Listen, I'm not playing with these dudes. If you, like I keep telling you, if you like it, then rock with it. It's like, why you guys keep trying to convince me how much it costs over a year? Well, it depends. If you do an annual package, that's $99.99. If you don't, it's $239.88. So $240. You in the hot seat. I'm not playing with these dudes, bro. It's either them or me. That's how I look at it. How is it justified? Okay, justify it. Sell me it. Like the Wolf of Wall Street. Sell me this pen. Sell me this pen. Sell me it. Tell me why I should pay double per month. You in a hot seat. AFP official. We'll see how official you are. Tell me why I should pay double per month. That's it. I just want to hear it. Why should I pay double per month? From what they said that was it, and that was the huge talking point. Oh, you know, you could pay all this money for pay-per-view, which is dead, even though it's not dead, but that's what they're telling me. Or you could pay $9.99 for us. Bait and switch. I'm like, okay, $9.99. I'll think about it. 7 months, 6 months later, double. It's like the Eddie Murphy joke with Johnny Carson when he didn't sign the prenup. Half. You know, double. Like, we doing double now. So sell me it. I'm curious. He said with pay-per-view annually, it cost a couple hundreds, right? Okay, so what last year, what pay-per-views did you buy that cost a couple hundreds? This motherfucker, you guys know you're lying. Okay, see, I told you you're not going to beat me at this. So last year, because that's a fiscal year, what hundreds did you spend on pay-per-views? What fights did you buy? Shout out to Brand for subscribing. Okay, you said we as Americans or whatever spend hundreds of dollars on pay-per-views. So where are the 100? What pay-per-views? Where's this hundreds of dollars? Let's see. You see how these guys never want to explain it? See, this is what you guys as boxing fans, don't take my word for it. Demand more from me. Demand more from these man fans. Demand more. Have him explain this. You said we're spending hundreds of dollars on pay-per-views. So what pay-per-view did you buy last year? That's not that far along. You know, you should be able to remember last year, certainly. It's not like I'm asking you, would you bought in 1995? How much was Errol versus Garcia? Strike one. I said last year, what pay-per-views did you buy from? You're telling me about a fight that I was at that just happened a week ago. And you're talking about Crawford versus Garcia. I don't even know what that is. Who's Garcia? Crawford's fighting Amir Khan. So I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Last year, how many what pay-per-views did you buy? You said we as Americans are spending hundreds of dollars on pay-per-views. So what pay-per-views did you buy? Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia is not applicable because that wasn't last year. I promise you, these dudes are getting broke down one by one, and you're going to witness it. I show you for the world. P.S. Man's not trying to beef. I meant Khan. See, you don't even know who Crawford's fighting. Strike two. I'm going to ask you one last time. I don't care if you want beef. I don't care if you're vegan. I'm going to ask you one last time in this hot seat. Name the American pay-per-views that cost hundreds of dollars that you bought last year. You're saying Americans are spending hundreds of dollars on pay-per-views. So please tell me what pay-per-views you bought last year. Floyd McGregor did not fight last year. So what are you talking about? Ego mad today. No, I'm not mad. I'm winning. Ego's army's winning. We not mad. I want answers from what you guys are saying. Let me hurry up and get this dude out of here. He said Floyd McGregor, another fight I covered. That fight took place August 26, 2017. You know, before Canelo Triple G won. So strike three. Mayweather McGregor didn't happen last year. So where are you at, bro? What is the hundreds of dollars? You guys are, you're particularly, but other people have said this. You're claiming Americans are spending hundreds of dollars on pay-per-views. What pay-per-views did you get last year? Icy, you gotta wait, bro. I'm not listening to anybody else's comments but this guy in the hot seat. You're saying we're spending hundreds of dollars. Okay, so what? What pay-per-views did you buy last year? You have 10 seconds. 9 seconds. 8 seconds. Shooters, get ready. 7 seconds. Kennedy, I know you stay ready. 5 seconds. What pay-per-view did you buy last year? 4 seconds. Please explain what pay-per-views you bought in 2018. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Please let me know. Help. Hurry. 1 second. Block him. I'm not, you guys. He said, I'm here in the UK. No, see? Now we getting somewhere. Blocked. Blocked this boy. He said, once again, another person from the UK talking about American shit that doesn't affect you because you don't live here. He said, I'm here in the UK. You see, the truth comes out. You see, when the firing squad come out, the Eagles Army firing squad, you see the truth comes out. All I had to do is ask him a simple question, and then the truth came out. Oh, I don't live in America. I live in the UK. Then you ain't part of this conversation. Dazn is not available in the UK. How are you trying to talk about, like, of course you're not mad at the price being doubled because you can't even fucking get Dazn, so it don't matter to you. This is just how people do with race. Some people don't give a fuck. Like, if black people are mad about the Gucci thing, they don't care about it because it doesn't affect them. You know, that's how some people act. If it doesn't affect my race or me particularly, if other motherfuckers at the job got fired, some people don't care. Every man for himself. So how is it we have people from the UK who aren't affected saying, quit crying, who cares, it's only 20. Yeah, it's easy for you to say. You don't live in America. You don't have yogurt inflations and shit because there was a recall, or, you know, it becomes scarce, and gas prices going crazy, and natural disasters that happen, which create, you know, certain deficits and price hikes because something might have came from Puerto Rico or an area on the East Coast where there was inclement weather. So you don't care about stuff. Why would I be having a conversation with you and it doesn't affect you? You get what I'm saying? That's like me asking someone who was born in 1994 who is Caucasian about the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm asking specific things about the civil rights movement, and you weren't even born in that era. You weren't even alive in the 50s and 60s. So why would I be, you know, why would we be having this conversation about what everything that went on? And then meanwhile, you have people who actually lived throughout the civil rights movement that were alive, you know? And then you're trying to tell me that those people, their account and recollection of what happened means nothing, but you're not even affected by it. You're not even, like, you know, part of that generation, and you're telling me what happened. Stop it, bro. I told you, new media. You see who makes the most sense. I said, what US pay-per-views did you buy? Block Dom Dam. Get the fuck out of here. Block Dom Dam. Damn Daniel. Block Dom Dam. Get him out of my sight. Get him out of my shit. Block Dom Dam. Profit. That's what I'm saying. These dudes. He tried to get one last one off. Anyway, once again, I like, no disrespect. I love the UK. No disrespect to the UK, but this is not a UK issue. You can't get Dazn, so you're not affected by it. So why would I expect people from the UK to sympathize with an inflation that doesn't directly affect them or hit them or change anything in their life, you know? But if they hiked up the price on tea and crumpets out this motherfucker, then maybe y'all would care. If them salmon croquets cost a little bit more, maybe you would care. If a English toffee biscuit prices went up, then maybe you would care. But of course you don't care about Dazn because you can't get the shit anyway. It's like I'm really talking to, like, children or something. You know? If the black tea and milk prices went up, then you probably would care because that type of stuff would affect you directly. You know, if they started charging you for trolleys when you went grocery shopping, then you would probably care. So stop telling me about American problems and you ain't American and ain't even migrated to America. Yeah. What are these people talking about? You know, if Grey Poupon prices doubled, then you would care about that. You know, Dijon mustard or whatever the fuck is popping right now. You know, cheese and crackers and Ritz and all that. Then you would care. Don't tell me about shit when you ain't living it. That's why I hate it. Like, when minorities are telling, like, oh man, there's this racism, this is happening. They're like, shut up. You're playing a race card. You're not affected by this. Stop it, bro. Someone said a Royale with cheese. That's what I'm saying. Avocado toast and salmon croquet. If that went up, you would care about that shit. and Thomas English muffin. It makes my mouth water. It's got butter inside, you know. If they charge you to see your mum and all this shit, then you would care. You fucking shit house. Sick of this bullshit. Stop playing with me. I'm really not the one though. So anyway, this is what we're seeing. People are, oh, who cares about the price? But if it doesn't affect you, then why would I expect you to feel a type of way? Your bank account's not suffering either way. That's like we work at Lowe's together and I get a pay cut and the people who got a pay cut is mad because we got a pay cut for no reason because of recession or something. And then you didn't get a pay cut because you were salary or something. You're like, oh, what are you guys crying about? Yeah, of course you're not mad because you didn't get a pay cut. We got our hourly wages cut. Of course we mad. You know, like I said, if you love the Dazn increased platform or pay scale business model, then buy it. Help them out. Help them get the traction that they want. I'm not mad at it, you know. But don't come up here and try to convince me, you know, when you're not coming up with better arguments than what I'm saying. Don't do that. Somebody said Weetabix. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, chicken and a biscuit and shit, bro. What? You know, so that's what I'm saying. You don't have to persuade me. You don't have to convince me. I'm a big boy. I can make decisions. I don't like being strong-armed into, you know, a company like trying to flex and force me to get an annual package. Like, I don't know where you guys are from. I don't know how you were raised. I don't know if some of y'all got y'all daddies. I got my daddy. My parents are still married. I'm trying to tell you, you know, my daddy raised me and my mama raised me. So I have values. It's not even about the $100. Truth be told, I'm a person about principle. You're not going to force. If I want to get the annual package, then I'm going to get the annual package. But you're not going to try to scare me into getting the annual package by making the monthly package inconvenient. That's not going to happen. That's not going to fly with me. If it works out for, you know, and then people are saying this Dazn thing. Oh, it's just $100. I mean, it's basically like you're getting Canelo Jacobs and then everything else. I don't want everything else. I want what I want. The whole purpose of apps is for you to build your own package, or, you know, some people get rid of cable and then they get, you know, certain Netflix and then Hulu to satisfy their needs. Build your own. But I don't want the company to make it so inconvenient to build my own entertainment catalog, or I got to pay annually. Triple G, Canelo Alvarez, there's nothing in writing that says that's confirmed. We don't even know who Triple G is going to fight. Second of all, they already fought a second time, so you don't know shit about boxing. It would be the third fight. And then the third thing is I'm not even really interested in that fight, to be honest. Like, that doesn't excite me, to be honest. I'm more excited with Canelo Jacobs than Canelo versus Triple G. Exactly, a la carte. A la carte, yeah. So that's the thing. You're not gonna force me to get the annual. It's not even about. It's the fact that you tried it. You know, I might have done the annual if you just came out with the thing and then let people pick. But you're making it purposely. You're trying to force people to come to Dazn because you're not getting the traction that you want. So you're trying to double up and force people to not be able to run in and out or whatever you want to call it. And, you know, it's like a scare tactic. That don't work with me. I'm not big on petty threats. I feel like you say something, just do it. Don't tell me about it. Just do it. You know, I don't believe in petty threats. There's not a bunch of talking. I don't want to talk. What are we talking about? You know, oh, ego, I see you, I'm gonna slap you. That's what's up. There's nothing to talk about. If you threaten my life, then there's nothing to talk about. Period. What are we talking about for? You know, so the same thing with the Dazn, the $100 or whatever. The annual thing is cheaper, but I don't know if I want to. Yeah, Eagle Valley's definitely out. It's cheaper, but I don't know if I want to make that commitment. But I'm virtually, in their minds, forced to make that commitment, or I'm gonna have to pay a lot more money. And see, this is the other thing. you got to look at it like this. In Canada, they were already paying for this. Yeah, Netflix is cheaper than Dazn, which is I have a problem with because I fuck with Netflix heavy. And like Netflix, I don't know for a fact on this, so don't quote me on this, but I know Netflix for a fact has it where you can download the movies and like I watched shit on the plane that I downloaded from Netflix. I don't know if Dazn has that feature. You know, I never even, there's nothing I really needed to watch, but Netflix definitely has it. You know, so I like little things like that. The other thing is my whole family is on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have a Netflix and have multiple people from your family on the plan, and everyone has their own login account with stuff. I don't know about Dazn. Like, you know, I don't know. Our family's getting Dazn, and everybody in the family got their own Dazn account, and you know it's catered to what, you know. So Netflix is totally different. You know, like if one guy in the family likes boxers, like pure boxers, and the other person likes brawlers, can they set up, do they have that, like, you know, where they set up separate accounts like Netflix does, and then it'll, you know, recommend you content? And they don't even have that much content like that to recommend only select. So Netflix is his own beast. It's his own beast. And what are we talking about Netflix? Because it's cheaper. Netflix is cheaper than this Dazn now with the price hike. So either way, I don't like the move. I don't think it, I understand if you're not hitting your numbers, you know, that's a natural move that you would make, but I think it's far too premature. They should have at least gave, under the pretense they came in the game with, the $9.99 that they were so heavily talking about at press conference. They were at the Canelo Fielding press conference talking about, for $9.99 you got this. That was just in December. We're in the March, and they're already, the price is doubled. So I think what would have been a better move as a company is to, I mean, these guys are billionaires. You might, any new business, you run the risk of taking a hit. So they should have just took the hit. Canelo versus Jacobs, see what that, coupled with Joshua versus Miller, what that does, because those are anticipated fights. See what that does for their trends, and then make the decision if need be to do that. But they don't. That shows you a lack of trust. They see trends and patterns or whatever their data is showing that people aren't committing long term. So now they're trying to force you to commit long term. Man, you better give me, you know, that's like, you ain't gonna rob me and force me to break the $100 right away, and you can't even tell me what the rest of the calendar year's talking about. And then listen to the idiocracy from the fans. The fans that are trying to defend this, and that, you know, a lot of them aren't affected by it. You know, if you're in a region where you can't get Dazn. But listen to it. They're like, oh, $100 and, you know, Canelo Jacobs is worth it. Then that's the equivalent of pay-per-view. If the only fight that I know I have to absolutely see is Canelo Jacobs, and I got to pay $100 up front, and you can't tell me all the other little fight dates that, you know, because again, this is another problem with Dazn. I hope someone from Dazn sees this so they can, you know, monitor this behavior, check for what I'm saying to see if it's true, and maybe come to some workaround. Dazn continually stages fights. There's only 52 weeks in a year. They continually stage fights on or around the fight weeks for other bigger network fights. Facts. Like Spence Garcia versus Spence Garcia, Tevin Farmer fought the day before. So it gets overshadowed. When Demetrius Andre fought Artur Akov, right? It was the day before Broner Pacquiao. They're continually getting overshadowed by other people's cards. You get what I'm saying? Then now they're talking about Alexander Usyk moving up to heavyweight to fight Carlos Takam, who's been knocked out by Povetkin. He's been knocked out by Joshua. You know, a little bit premature, but it was a knockout. He just got knocked out by Derek Chisora, who just got knocked out by Dillian White. This is, even though Alexander Usyk mentioned Luis King Kong Ortiz's name, this is the guy who looks like the front runner, you know, Carlos Takam. And they're staging it. They're talking about staging it on May 18th in Chicago, which is the day of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. I'm so Frustrated. And Dominic Brazil. So once again, even if like for these DAZN cards, this doesn't help me as a consumer because I'm going to Wilder versus Dominic Brazil. The fans have spoke. Wilder's the people's champ. I'm the people's champ. I gotta do it. I don't like how they're treating him. So I'm gonna do everything in my fucking power to treat the people in boxing who are getting it right with the utmost respect and the utmost coverage. If you're doing anything that's right, holla at me. Right? So as a DAZN fan, I don't know if I'll be able to even see Alexander Usyk if he fights May 17th or May 18th because I'm going to be covering another fight. So if me personally, if I have to spend $100 up in advance, I don't even know what fight cards I'm going to be able to see. I don't know what the back half of this year's calendar is going to be. I don't know who Golovkin's going to fight. So I don't want to pay $100 until I have more sustained data of good fights. Canelo versus Jacobs is a good fight. So if they trend like that and make those types of fights, then I'm for it. I have no problem paying $100. Block Eduardo Good. I see what they doing. We blocking all you motherfuckers. Eduardo Good, block him. Straight snitching. DirecTV is all right. We're not talking about DirecTV. We're talking about DAZN TV. Y'all not coming to my stream doing what you think you gonna do. You know, that's like, I remember when badass kids, like, you know, like cousins or, you know, just my mom's friends' kids or something would come. My mom had rules in the house. You couldn't put your feet in the couch. You had to take your shoes off. This ain't your household. You know, she would tell the little kids, like, my mom's savage. My mom, Randy Savage. She would let people know, like, you know, little kids, like, say, oh, you got to take your shoes off. Oh, ain't no running around here. Oh, you know, don't be jumping on the couch. Like, there's rules here. So, Eduardo, you tried it. Now the shooters can block him. We got rules here. You got to take your shoes off before you come inside. No horseplay inside. No throwing a football inside or a baseball inside. You know, you got to put your phone away when we eating dinner. You know, we got rules here on this side, the real side, new media. Shooters, get rid of this Eduardo Good, man. I don't want to see his name in my shit. I have DirecTV too, and there's nothing wrong with them. Anyway, yeah, Mikey Garcia got outboxed. But like I said, the DAZN, if it works for you and you love the price hike, like people are acting, you know, people be fronting on this internet. I'm trying to tell you. They be trying to front, oh, this is great. This is still a beautiful price. Brilliant. Man, then why does DAZN even have to raise the price? If, you know, with loyal fans like you know, why are they even raising the price? Because you know you just saying that, bro. They treat this shit like it's some gang shit. So they just saying that. DAZN hasn't been able to, and listen, I'm going to break it down. If y'all want the kid to break it down, this is what I do. I'm the breakdown king. I'm the stream king. What can I say? If y'all want me to break it down, can I get a hell yeah? I promise you. If y'all want me to break this shit down, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? What do you think of Klitschko returning? He's coming off 2 back-to-back losses, one being a stoppage. I mean, if he can get some money in the game, and I seen a picture of him and Usyk today. He looks in shape, but you know, that's not no crazy news. Klitschko is not he doesn't, like, you know, he don't build up fights like trash talk. He don't do none of that. So it's not like it's gonna be like these exciting build-ups. And even stylistically, he knows what he's doing. You know, 1-2, good jab, clinch when need be. You know, so I don't know. It's not like something like Floyd coming back or something that really mixes something up. All right, I'm gonna break this shit down for y'all. because I love y'all. Yeah, like it's just funny these people are trying to come and like trying to convince you, oh, it's a great deal, brilliant deal. And the funny thing is this, you notice these guys said $9.99. That was their whole talking point. You know, they're like $9.99. This is so much better. Now the price jumps up by double, and they're still screaming the same things that this is such a great deal. Hey, wait. You came in the game and said that the $9.99 price point was the best. Get Heimlich out of here. Get Heimlich out of here. Heimlich hammer. So yeah, so you can't have it both ways. The people were saying, "Oh, this is killing pay-per-view." DAZN, you know, put Showtime in the box. This is what they said. They said $9.99 a month. Sign me up. I'll take 2 of them. Well, yeah, you're going to take 2 of them because that shit $19.99 come next week. So you going to take 2 of them, motherfucker. You know, this is what they were saying. Now that the price done doubled, they're still trying to advocate the same talking points that they said before. Before, they're like, man, $9.99, you can't beat that. 2 cups of coffee. Now that 2 cups of coffee turn into 4 cups of coffee, and they still, oh, this is still remarkable. Stop it, bro. You know, something went up. And like I said, I understand business, but I can understand if it was like a necessity or if the quality went up. Like with Netflix, I'm really happy. I've never, you know, unless people are like broke, you know, and like not managing their money or not making enough money or something, most people I know just, they're not canceling Netflix every other month and shit. I don't know people like that at this age, you know, at this point. I don't really know anyone who's just like has Netflix, likes it, and like, man, I'm gonna watch movies next month. I ain't gonna watch nothing in March. I'm gonna watch some movies in April. But they doing that with DAZN. That tells you something. Because Netflix is, you don't care about seeing that on your bill monthly because you know you and your family are getting your money's worth. You know, how many people you know that say, I gotta cancel DAZN for March. I'm gonna watch some movies in April. Nobody's doing that, but they're doing that with DAZN because it hasn't been proven to be consistent. You have January, they get slaughtered by Premier Boxing Champs with the Broner-Pacquiao fight. They didn't have one fight bigger than that, you know, out of all, you know, all the shit they had on there. February, you know, they didn't have a better month. You know, Keith Thurman fought Jose Cito in January. February, I think it was like Leo Santa Cruz and somebody else, and they didn't really have a big card. March, they got slaughtered because March got what's the name? Spence Garcia, and now this week Lamont Peterson, and you know, Lamont Peterson, Sergey Lipinets on a card, and then they got Ryan Garcia versus Jose Lopez, and you know, DAZN had a fight on today on Bellator. I didn't even see it. I didn't even, you know, I don't have it right now. April, the best fights in April off the top of my head are probably Terrence Crawford and Khan, and then Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados. I don't know a DAZN fight that's better than that. So that's what I'm saying. You can't force me into buying a month because it's not work, because people are skip. You have to improve your schedule. You have to improve your schedule. You know, that's all this is about. And this is what I told you from the beginning. It's about the matchups. Now, here's the thing. But wait, there's more. DAZN actually has the capacity to do what I am saying, but the powers that be haven't done it. At this point, Gennady Golovkin versus Jaime Munguia would be a better fight, even though, you know, Jaime Munguia is at 54. He's big. That would be a better fight at 160 than Triple G versus Brandon Adams or Jethro Jenkins or whoever, right? Clearly, Demetrius Andrade, a DAZN fighter who's a champion versus Gennady Golovkin, would be a superior fight, especially since you're trying to make Canelo versus Triple G 3. Right? But you're not forcing Golovkin to fight those fights that would jog up interest and make people support DAZN. So how could you be mad and double up the price when you're not getting the traction? You actually have some, you know, some people you could mix and match. You have people to mix and match. But if you're not doing it, then that fade beard combo is suspect. Block him. My shit look good. My shit butter. So I know you hating. Get Rabbi Herschel. Get him out of here, bro. He said my fade and beard combo is suspect. But in the midst of me talking about boxing, you start commenting on a man's facial features. So you tell me what's suspect. You sound like the dude that was in Broner's DMs trying to start shit. I am delivered. You that delivered motherfucker. See, I see why Broner went bad on you. You that delivered dude. Because that was random. I'm talking about boxing. You said my beard. You're judging my beard in fade as opposed to joining the conversation about boxing. You've been delivered, bro. Or you need to get delivered because you definitely ain't delivered right now. You suspect, motherfucker. You like a police lineup the way you suspect. Fuck you mean. I am a boy. I am delivered. Hey, this motherfucker delivered, bro. Hey, get him out. Get him out my shit. Finish him. Bro, listen. Here's another thing. Like, okay, here. Let your boy do it. I'll do it for DAZN. I'll help out. Okay. Triple G versus Andrade. Dope. Winner could fight Jacobs versus Canelo. That would bring a spotlight and make people want to get DAZN. Because that's like a little mini tournament at middleweight. Minus Charlo. Right? You know, fuck around and reach out to somebody on the PBC side like a Erickson Lubin for Jaime Munguia. That's a good fight. Jaime Munguia versus Erickson Lubin. I would fully respect that and get that. They're putting Jaime Munguia with Dennis Hogan. I don't even know who that is. Who's Dennis Hogan? To be honest. Hoagie. I'm going to call him Hoagie. Like a sub sandwich. You know, there's other fights for man, this is easy for me, bro. This is easy. There's a couple of fights that I would like. No bullshit, no cap. I would probably rather see Vanes Martirosyan at 54 versus Jaime Munguia than the Dennis Hogan, just based off the, even though he lost to Triple G by knockout, just based on the fact that I know who the fuck he is. I am delivered. I'm not no more. I like men's. Yeah, that motherfucker is delivered. If any, listen, he said he wasn't, he didn't like men anymore. But peep this, he's lying. I'm gonna tell you, because no straight male calls men men's. When you like, not that's my man's like DMX, not that. I'm talking about with the E. When have you ever heard your partners and homies that is straight call their male counterparts men's? So he's lying about that delivered thing. You get me? I've literally never heard a straight male, 100% hetero, call his friends men's. You know, like, I don't like men's no more. Like, this delivered ass dude, bro. What? Anyway, I feel like DAZN, like, they have some matchups that they can make, but it's just a matter of making them. You know, I don't know how much at this point, but Eddie Hearns, he got Kell Brook and Amir Khan. You sending Amir Khan on ESPN to fight Terrence Crawford. How you in charge of Amir Khan's career and Kell Brook, but you can't get Kell Brook and Amir Khan on DAZN, and you mention both of their careers. Khan's going to ESPN, so ESPN is getting the pay-per-view credit. You feel me? ESPN and Bob Arum, like I told you, Terrence Crawford. You know, they getting the credit for the fight and the revenue. You know, the bulk of it or whatever. And he's just being co-promoted by Eddie Hearn on that. So, you know, Khan versus, people in America know from the Spence fight, and Kell Brook came to America for Sean Porter, so they know Kell Brook. And the Golovkin fight, they know Kell Brook. They know Amir Khan. He's been fighting America for years. Danny Garcia, Zab Judah, blah, blah, blah. He's been fighting American fighters. So even a Kell Brook versus Amir Khan, that's been going on for 6 years. You didn't pull the trigger and get that done. You get what I'm saying? But instead, Khan's fighting Terrence Crawford, which is, you know, really a dangerous fight for Khan. You know, Terrence Crawford just looks too good, to be honest, with where Khan's at in his career right now. You know, boxing's boxing. Khan looks like he's in shape, but I don't think that's ever been really Khan's problem of not being in shape or not trying. He has heart and all that type of stuff, but Crawford's an excellent finisher, has a ton of momentum, but we'll see. You know, we'll see if Amir Khan speak and bother. It's intriguing enough, but you know, Kell Brook would have been a bloody grudge match, and DAZN could have had that. You know, Eddie Hearn has Dillian White. Luis Ortiz could probably go to DAZN to fight Dillian White. Dillian White could be fighting Gerald Miller, and then the winner got AJ. So realistically, there's different ways that the people, the parties that be, the powers that be on DAZN, they could have matched guys differently. That would have been. So part of it's the matchmaking. You know, here's another one. Like, I don't know. David Lemieux said he's moving up in weight. He's had trouble, obviously, making weight. But even him versus Jaime Munguia, that's an interesting fight. You know, I don't know. Again, I don't know if he could make 160 anymore comfortably without hurting himself, because he almost hurt himself. But Jaime Munguia versus David Lemieux, I wouldn't be mad at that. But they got Jaime Munguia fighting Dennis Hogan. I'd rather see him fight Dennis the Menace, Dennis Hopper or some shit. So, you know, you got to look at it. Part of it is the matchmaking, because if they're the compelling matchup, like, see, this is what people don't understand. All this pay-per-views dead and all this dumb shit, that's all gimmicky. The bottom line is whoever has the best fight and the best value, that's where people are going to go. You know, because if Joshua and Wilder happened on DAZN, then everyone's getting DAZN, at least for that timepiece, because that's the fight everyone wants. This shit is not complicated. It's not just, like, a lot of y'all treat this like some gangbanging shit. Oh, Premier Boxing Champ, PBC versus ESPN versus the. It's not even really about that. If it's a good fight, people are going to watch. Point blank, period. I don't give a fuck if the shit's on Nick at Night. If I want to see this shit, I'm staying up. I'm like, all right, after Green Acres, oh, I got to watch Dick Van Dyke, and then it's coming on? Okay. You know, nobody cared about that shit. Real fans, you know, nobody really cared to that other than the, you know, some select man fan. Nobody cared. Like, I watch top ranked cards all the time, ESPN cards all the time. In fact, I told you, Disney reached out to me, bro. So shout out to ESPN Plus. Your boy's going to be working, you know, and it's going to help the channel. I told you we making moves. So shout out to ESPN Plus. Happy to be on board. I don't work for ESPN. Please don't, you know, print that. I don't work for ESPN. But we're doing a little joint venture. You guys will see. And you can click on the link. It'll help the channel. I am an affiliate. Shout out to Disney. Oh my God. Where Mickey Mouse? I want to give him a hug. Your boy been working. I told you behind the scenes. That's why I said, don't tell me about these little ass channels. They not doing what we doing. Someone said Adult Swim. Facts. It could be on Adult Swim, Cartoon Network. After Dexter's, it's my laboratory. You know, it could be after The Simpsons. Nobody care about that stuff for real. They want to see good fights, and whoever had The Rock in this fight, then that's what people are gonna do. Period. DAZN trying to milk the matchups, not going to put decent names at risk so early in their contracts. Canelo versus Jacobs was a subscription grab they need. And see, this is the other thing. Instead of penalizing the fighters and the promoters by not even penalizing them, they're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're penalizing the fans, right? You gave these fighters these crazy salaries because you did whatever to throw a bag at them to make sure and ensure the deal was one that didn't cause them to go to your competitors, right? Triple G was looked at by ESPN and also PBC. PBC offered them good money too, but you wanted to make sure he went with you, so you made you get equity. You can have Triple G promotion fights on here. We got all the middleweights, and we're gonna give you this bag. That's cool. That's your decision. You bought him, right? You bought into him, or whatever you want to call it. But now the fans got to pay because you gave him that much, as opposed to making Triple G earn the money by putting him in a fight that people want to see him fight. Very simple concept. He's an elite fighter. He's a great middleweight. He's a silver medalist. So instead of Brandon Adams, you know, fights like that probably don't move the needle like Canelo Jacobs or even Joshua Miller, you know, instead of letting him get off scot-free and fight somebody of his choice, even though he says he beat Canelo, you put him in there a little bit tougher and then high risk, high reward. But instead, the fans get penalized. We got to pay, you know, if we want monthly, $20 now instead of $10, which you so heavily bragged about when you first came to the business. Oh, pay-per-view's dead for $9.99 a month. That $19.99 don't sound the same as $9.99 a month. And again, I told you time and time again, it's not even just about money, or at least with me. I'm good, right? It's about the principle. I would rather pay for a nice high-quality steak, and I do that all the time, as opposed to go to Applebee's and get a little rubbery, shitty steak that I could have made a better steak at home. But again, you have to have that porterhouse quality. Like we talking about quality, a good quality. I'm not just trying to pay extra for a steak just because you hiked the price up. You know, I want the steak to be good. You feel me? And like I said, now the fans have a harder time trying to justify, oh, $9.99, you know, that's not even that much. It's the price of a combo meal. Now they're like, oh, $19.99. You know, who cares? It's just $19.99. All right, people have lives. People have kids. People have things like that. People, and the other thing is people, it doesn't just, it's not a, for what DAZN is given, I don't think that's a friendly price point. You know what I'm saying? Like ESPN's $4.99. $4.99. That's a cup of coffee. If somebody at Starbucks charged me $20 for one coffee, I'm slapping them. If I'm like, yeah, it don't matter if it's a venti, Trenta, or, you know, it don't matter what size. If I go to Starbucks and the cup of coffee, cup of Java, cup of Joe, I'm like, yeah, can I get a, you know, I'll take a venti caramel macchiato, light almond milk. And they said, sure, your total is $19.99. I'm going to slap them. Right there. I'm going to slap them. I'm going to slap the barista. And you're going to hear about it on the news. I'm not paying $20 for one cup of coffee. What? ESPN Plus, $4.99. That's actually what I pay for about a cup of coffee. Like, you know, because I get the iced coffee. I don't be lying. Do I be lying? Do I be lying? But $20, that's not, that's different. I'm not paying $20 for it. That isn't a cup of coffee, He said, I'm reaching over the counter on the ad. That's what I'm saying. You're going to read about it. You'll be like, oh, shit, ego snapped. He slapped shit out of a barista. I'll be like, what? Like, if that's all I ordered. I'm not saying if I got, like, egg bites, the egg sous vide bites, and, a muffin and shit warmed. I'm talking about if it's just a cup of coffee and they said my total is $19, I'm going to slap you. That's it. I'm going to slap you. I don't have to do close fit. I'm going to slap you. I got a big hand. I'm going to slap you. slap you. So, that it just doesn't sound like a price point that sound $20 a month. Now we're starting to get closer to what you detest, which is pay-per-views. $20 a month, that's going to add up twice as fast because it's twice the price. What? This is basic. And now you have the man feel, oh, it was a great deal. Like I said, I'm not here to convince nobody. I'm telling you what I feel. If you feel the same way, that's not my fault. I can't help that. If it's a good deal for you, do it. If you like the $100, do it. I don't, I'm not convincing you one way. I'm telling you what I feel. And like I said, I don't like the idea of, almost trying to force people to do the long-term commitment. And the way they're doing it is sneaky. I don't like underhanded things. You get what I'm saying? I'm a straight shooter. I'd rather someone just tell me something straight up. Like if let's say I was dating a girl or something, and I'm dating a girl, she want to break up. Don't be leaving me clues and shit. This ain't no fucking Milton Bradley game. Just say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, you start. Well, actually, I ain't shit because I used to start arguments with my girl, my ex. I wanted to break up with her, but I didn't want to do it. So this one out, I was like young 20s. I used to start hella arguments so I could go out with my boys and shit. Cause I knew, like, she was, oh, you always go to the club. Cause we used to be out in the Bay. Mac J, I'm gonna do it for the Bay. Okay, we used to be out here. We was out here running this shit. City Nice and Frisco, all types of shit, bro. We used to run up to Sac too, Harlow's, all types of shit. But anyway, you ever do that? I'm just the only asshole here. You want to go out your boys, it's gonna be a problem. So you have to like overreact and argue with your girl so you have an excuse to leave. I used to do that, bro. She would like go to the grocery store for us because we live together. Go to the grocery store for us or something. Why do you buy crunchy peanut butter? I like Jif. I like Jif Smooth. You bought the crunchy. You did that to spite me. Like, I would find anything. I'll argue over peanut butter just to get out the house, bro. We hit that club. I'd hit that club, bro. What time on them? Omar, you sound weak, bro. He says Manny Pacquiao versus Broner 75, Wilder versus Fury 75, Spencer versus 75. Bro, what? Okay. You're in the hot seat because I know what you guys are doing. He says, I'm good with $8 a month. Okay, so name the equivalent fights that you've received this year on DAZN that are comparable to those events that you just named. You not playing. Like, see, you guys, I promise I am coming for all of you one by one. So we gonna break this down. You just named all these high profile fights that were on pay-per-view. So this year, and one of them was last year in December, but whatever. So from December to March, whatever, 20 something, you tell me the equivalent that you've seen on DAZN for $8 a month. You're like, oh, I'm just going to pay my DAZN $8 a month. So since you named the biggest and hottest pay-per-view fights, tell me the equivalent that you've seen on DAZN for that $8. Lamont, I got him. I'm gonna get this man. I promise you. There's no way these dudes can swim with us. They can't swim with the sharks. They don't have gills. We're built for this. You name high profile fights that people wanted to actually see. So, Mr. I'm paying $8 a month. It's actually $8.33. See, you're not fooling nobody. It's $8.33 a month, if only if you buy in advance for a year. So you tell me from December, when Wilder fought, December 1st, when Wilder fought Fury, now to March 20th, you know, you tell me what fights that you're referring to that you watched on DAZN that were equivalent to that. Prophet, I told you I got him. Kenny Linder, am I lying? Canelo Jacobs ain't happened though. You name fights that have already happened. So strike one. I said from December. See, they try to get me. You're not smarter than me. You're not gonna outsmart me in this. I created the game. I'm the creative player, and I created the game. Strike one. I said you name 3 fights that have all happened, already gone, done. They're somewhere out there. You know, Errol Spence, he chilling. He on inside PBC and all types of shit. Mikey's healing and chilling with his family. Everything you name is already done. So from December 1st, when Wilder fought Fury, one of the fights you listed, to about March 20th, what fights did you get for $8 that were equivalent to the fights that you listed? This is what I'm telling you. You guys are comparing apples and oranges. You're talking about actually big fights and blockbuster fights that people wanted to see and anticipated that did 350,000 views or better on pay-per-view for those price points versus what? You tell me what fight. I told you this is some easy work. Only me. See, while you hating, we up here getting the money. This hot seat is sponsored by Only Me. Shout out to you. They putting money on your head, bro. Where you at? He says none. Okay. So you made it a conscious effort. See, I told you, you guys can't beat me at this because I know what you're doing. You made a conscious effort to say, oh, yeah, all these fights for $75, because those fights were worth $75. They were worth more than the fights that you didn't name because you don't have any fights to name. So what are we talking about? You're like, oh, yeah, but Mayweather, Conor McGregor was $100. That's because it's a high-profile fight with 2 expensive fighters. 2 expensive fighters. You can't compare that to Katie Taylor versus the chick she fought. So what are we talking about? Get him out of here. I was going to show him mercy, but nah, I'm not here for it. I don't want no mercy. That's the same dude, right? The dude that said none and laughed. Yeah, Omar Hashimi. Block him. That is, I just checked it. No, he's not getting time. I'm not doing no timeout, no mercy. If you guys want to come and you want to battle, I'm Ego Veli. That's it. No, I'm not doing no mercy. I don't want shooters to show no mercy. Man, this doghouse rules. I promise you, doghouse rules. They coming for me. Let's see who has the better argument. That's another good point from Ivan. He says that shit suck, man, because people who can afford $10 a month can't afford the $100 up front. Shit sad. That's another thing. And that's another thing, because I'm the people's champ and I'm going to talk about it. That's another thing I don't like. I'm telling you, this is not just about me. You know, I also have a fan base. I also have fans, and I know what's right. And I care about the community, and I care about the boxing community and the boxing fans. They're the one that put me in this position. I could afford $100 a month, to be honest, you know. I lose more than that when I gamble. That's why I don't go gambling often. You know? So it's not about that. It's about the whole principle. You know, I'm a person of principle. And what you just said was a great point. That doesn't, you're gouging the customer to the point where it doesn't benefit. Some people actually want to support DAZN, but trying to come up with all the money up front, that might not work in everyone's budget. You know, it might just be $100 to one of us, but to someone else, that is a stretch because they're already just getting by. But they might love boxing, you know, and want to see it. And then $10 is more up their alley, you know. Some people don't like to see certain numbers debited from their account. You know, see, this is what happens when you talk like billionaires and like sometimes rich people, like Republicans, right? They're not thinking for the middle class or under. They're thinking what benefits them, the tax breaks that they get. You know, you're in a great situation. You make a lot of money, so you know it doesn't affect you. You know, if you cut healthcare benefit, you don't care. Cut schooling, you know, and the school can't pay for no heater and it's, you know, below zero. That don't affect you. You in a nice cozy office, you know, with DoorDash. So it is something deeper. Anthony Pascal, $5 super chat. You stay on top without trying. MHM. I don't know what MHM is, but appreciate you.
This is the real deal. This is the real deal. Easy work.
John G said, I already unsubbed. YouTube got what I need. You got what I need. Like I said, I'm not trying to convince. I'm telling you what I feel. You know, you guys do whatever you want. Like I said, if you love it and you want to buy the $100 package, go buy it. You know, you don't have to tell me. You don't have to convince me. But I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to like persuade people. Like there's a reason people have spoke out and responded in this way. Even the vice president of the Dazn said he knew this was coming. So don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. And to be honest, from a company founded by billionaires, to me, it was a misstep to even come out. Because in Canada, I guess they've been paying this price. Why even come out? That's another. I don't like seedy things. I don't like I'm a upfront straight shooter, steak and potatoes. You know, I don't like games and all that, you know. So I feel like they should have just came out at this price point. Don't come out at $9.99 and then 6 months later it's doubled. You should have just came out at the price point. But they didn't want to shock people, you know. They didn't want to shock people. This might have been the plan all along. They didn't want to come out and be like, oh, 20 a month and have people gather. Oh, you know, they waited till they got a couple fighters and then they used that as the justification. Oh, hey, we got to pay now. This was probably the plan all along. Who knows? But either way, I don't. And truth be told, I'm just being real. I'm from the Bay, man. I gotta keep it all the way funky. If y'all want me to keep it all the way funky, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? Because I am the stream king. If y'all want me to keep it all the way funky, the only way I know how, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? And that boy Canelo, he looking good on this shit. All right, Pete. What type of game plan is this? If you're struggling with traction and people were just hear me out. I want to know answers from this. Bottom line is this: if you didn't get enough people to subscribe at $9.99, how is doubling the price? How do you think that's going to really help you? Because some of the people who are content with $9.99 actually toppled over and said, you know, I was thinking about canceling this anyway. That just pushed me, you know. Some people don't even know that you're locked in for a year. Some people are like, man, you know, I'm only locked in for a year. So that's going to rub people the wrong way. And I've seen it in the comment section. So my thing is this, is like if you're already struggling to get subs at $9.99, then doubling the price, does that really help you? Like, honestly, does that really help you? If people weren't happy with because bottom line is anything's hot. Like not Kylie, what's her name? Kylie is a billionaire at a very tender age. She has makeup and product lines. Women actually, they like it. You know, she's a high profile celebrity, you know, dating Travis Scott or whatever. Obviously she's worth $1 billion, they say, you know? So obviously her makeup line is successful, you know, just having the name and the notoriety and coming out. So bottom line, her product line is resonating in that industry. Otherwise, she wouldn't be worth so much money, right? So you gotta think, like, if what you're putting out is ready, is, you know, what that demographic needs or wants, and they like it, then they will buy it, and DAZN will be probably further ahead. So to me, instead of looking at this as research and doubling the price, I would be leaning on my people. If this was my company, I would be leaning on my people, not to keep signing people, but to make the best matches that attract the people. Like, that would be the focus. And this is what I told y'all last year. Shout out to Joseph Brown, $5 super chat. These nuts keep giving Americans, European fighters, and we'll continue to buy Showtime and Fox pay-per-view. Salute ego. Yeah, I'm gonna touch on that too. Thank you. But I just feel like focus on the matchups. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, Triple G, we need you, man. We need you, bud. We gave you all this money. You couldn't have got that at PBC. Our deal was more lucrative. How's an Android fight sound for you? You could get Canelo if you beat him. Boom. That's a great fight. I would love to see. I have no issue supporting that fight. None at all. Block James Christian. I have no problem supporting that. That's a good fight. But instead, sounds like they're leaning towards Triple G versus Brandon Adams. That doesn't really make sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's that matchup. There's other guys, you know, and I'm happy that the PBC's doing it. Matt Korobov fought his ass off versus Charlo. I still thought he lost, barely. You know, he lost close, or whatever you want to call it. He troubled Charlo. But especially with that 12th round, I think he lost, right? PBC's giving him another shot, putting him on this undercard. I just got the email. That he's not fighting no, like, huge name or anything. Matt Korobov could have fought Triple G. That's not bad. That's not bad. I would fully support that. He deserves a title shot. He was in the amateurs with Triple G, if I'm not mistaken. Brandon Adams from The Contender, the show where Andre Ward was the host. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So instead of giving us better matchups to lure people in that way, which is the right way, you're keeping the same consistent quality that you have. You know, 2 big fights, you know, 1 really big fight, and then the other, you know, AJ, American debut, and the same level of domestic matchups that you've already had before. You know, isn't Amanda Serrano, isn't she signed to DAZN? And isn't Katie Taylor signed to DAZN? What about that? Katie Taylor can scrap. Amanda Serrano can scrap. Katie Taylor just fought and beat Cindy Serrano, Amanda's sister. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, how is it that I got to play matchmaker? Instead of me seeing Katie Taylor versus other women I'm not familiar with, you know, what about that? You could bill it as a kind of a grudge match because her sister lost to her. Like I said, Jaime Munguia tried to pull one of them PBC guys like Erickson Lubin. Like, just really look at it. People, it's hilarious. People say, remember when Fox, this how I know it's tribalism and fanboyism and man fans. When Fox did that release, which we have never seen DAZN do, where they just released a whole bunch of fights all at once. Right? We haven't even seen Top Rank do that, where they released a whole schedule of fights, a whole mess of fights at once, already predetermined for the next 4, 5, 6 months, right? And then people were like, oh, I'm not really impressed. I mean, come on, there's a couple of decent fights. Spence Garcia, but, you know, Garcia Granados. Okay, so name a DAZN fight that's better than Danny Garcia Granados. You know? Let me guess, Canelo Jacobs. That's the go-to one. Okay. So name a fight that's better than Spence Garcia. Keith Thurman versus Josecito Lopez. You know, we could keep doing this and we'll see who runs out of fights, you know? Ego, they suck at promotion. They got shows with 500 people there, multiple shows. It's crazy. What? Who? Man, I think Eddie Hearn vastly underestimated the American market. He thought because he's successful in the UK, you know, and IFL TV does 40-minute interviews with him, that it's popping. That's not how it works in America, especially if you disrespect America. You know, why would you? And speaking of disrespect for America, it leads me to my next point. I told you, I got time for this all day. Yeah. We got time for this. If y'all want me to keep breaking it down, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? Yeah. Thurman Lopez was, yeah, it was a good time. Lopez really hurt Thurman. I don't know what's up with that lag. The lag is vicious right now. All right, I'm going to jump into it. All right. Speaking of disrespect in America, these big companies, I don't know if race is involved or what, but there seems to be a lot of major companies with American founders or American-based companies that continually and perpetually appear, at least to me, to be focused in foreign markets, as opposed, you know, giving all the clout, giving all the exposure to foreign markets, you know, people who've migrated here, people who've come to fight here. Cool, that's not a problem. And there's a very little minute focus on actually grooming in those same ways the American talent, the American champions, the guys who grew up and did the nationals in America, who represented America in the Olympics.
This the real deal. This the real deal.
Anthony Pascal, this the real deal. $5 super chat. Tell Eddie to screw himself, a la Eagles Army. Hey, y'all be banging. But listen, I really feel this. I feel like there's like a precedence, you know, a precipice where people are constantly focused on the foreign fighter, you know? I don't have a problem with anyone. I don't care. So please don't try to mince my words and try to turn this into something isn't. All I'm saying is spread the love. There's a lot of great American fighters, a lot of which happen to be black. Maybe that's the issue. The black channel. Why do the black? You know, maybe that's it. But either way, it's like the reception is not the same. The exposure is not the same. You know, people like acknowledge how good Crawford is, but not really. Like they'll say, oh, yeah, I mean, Crawford, you could put him in the top 3, but not number 1. Lomachenko and Triple G. So you have no problem putting Lomachenko number 1. And he got less fights, and he got a loss. You got no problem putting Triple G, even though ever since he stepped up in competition, the fights got tougher and tougher in his shows. And now people are saying, oh, Father Time got him. Father Time got to him. But all the time, my black and brown brothers, this is what happens. You know, oh, Canelo didn't really beat Triple G, you know, and it's criminal what they do to the black, you know, black fighters. It's just crazy. It's like, you know, oh, I'm not ready. So even though Andre Ward, the 3 judges had him beating Sergey Kovalev, some people were like, I'm not putting him number 1 because in my mind, Kovalev won. We don't give a fuck about your mind because the 3 judges had him winning a close fight. They still refused to put him. Then he beat Kovalev and they still made another excuse. We see what the fuck y'all doing. And it's a bad look. Give these American fighters some of their propers. And their proper etiquette, and we're not seeing that. Can't be no fucking peace until we get a peace. So that's another misstep. HBO, I told you guys this for years, and then it happened. This is what was happening with HBO. They're like doing like 3-way Ukrainian cards with Lomachenko and Usyk and Vodstik. Like, they're the biggest celebrities. I don't even remember the media days. I don't remember like everyone flying out to cover that fight. You get what I'm saying? But then when I'm at Mikey Garcia, a Mexican American, and I'm at Errol Spence, everybody from the media was there. I seen a lot of people from LA that I know that were there. I'm from Northern California and flew out to Texas. So we all went out there. Do you get what I'm saying? When I've covered Wilder fights, this is what they don't want to tell you. But I'm going to tell you, and I have proof. I've covered Wilder fights clear across coast, and people are traveling for those fights. You know, people didn't travel for that HBO three-way top rank card. You seen people send guys that they had on the East Coast or whatever. I'm talking about where the actual whoever, if you're a LA based company, you actually fly out there to go cover it. You know, and HBO started it, and they were like real heavy, always giving credit to people outside of America, but never giving internal credit to Americans. And then ESPN's been doing it, and now you see Dazn's doing it. So you tell me what it is. You know, Dazn, they keep hiring. I mean, not hiring, but they got Usyk, and we got Murat Gassiev, and you know, we got whoever, Selesky's, and whoever, just random people. Like, you know, I don't know. Go look at Dazn's roster. That's cool. That's cool. But this is what's wrong with your events. You know, this is what's wrong with your event. Like, you trying to, instead of just seeing what's there and like realizing what you have and realizing what's there, you fucking around and like trying to give someone else the credit. Like, that's like George Washington Carver invented peanut butter. And he's making the best peanut butter, and you're steadily, oh, I didn't see him make that. I don't know. I think this guy made it. And he's like, nah, I got the recipe right here. And he's like, oh, no, but I think this guy made it. And he's like, no, I got all the tools and all this stuff. I made the peanut butter. But they don't want to give George Washington Carver credit for it. You get what I'm saying? You're steadily trying to give someone else credit. That's what I see in boxing. That's what I see in boxing. You know, Murat Gassiev, he just lost to Usyk. He's strong. But what about Maurice Hooker? Throw him a fucking bag. You know, throw him a bag. He's from Dallas. I just left Dallas. I just left it. And Texas got some venues, y'all. He just beat Alex Cicero on a top rank card by stoppage, who is a good fighter, who he had formerly sparred, and he's a champion. Why not give him none of the juice? Not literal PED juice. That's just slang, you know, like the movie juice. You know, why not put a battery in his bag, get him going, give him some exposure? You know, and level him up a bit. You got main events with Humberto Soto and Brandon Rio. What about Maurice Hooker? Give him a Dallas fight. Give him a hometown Dallas fight. And they losing purse bids and shit. That's why the fight happened in Alex Cicero's backyard, OKC. Because Eddie Hearn messed around and lost a purse bid. How you DAZN with $1 billion losing a purse bid? You know, take care of that young black man. He's a champion. You signed him. He's co-promoted. But his other promoter, Rock Nation, is like, you know, they haven't really put on no recent boxing events, so he's counting on you. But once again, the forefront and the standard, the gold standard, seems to be, you know, non-black, non-American fighters. This is what I see. People get mad. Oh, why are you bringing this up? Why are you bringing this up? Do you see something different that I don't? Please enlighten me. You know, and this is what's wrong with a lot of these companies is until you realize, like, it's like, I'm trying to think of just the perfect analogy. It's like you sleeping on a gold mine. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody has the ability to help you and it's right under your nose, but based on your views and your outlook, you don't even give it a shot to realize that, yo, we're slipping, we're tripping. We're tripping. We could have been, you know, like I said, Maurice Hooker's just one person. He's just one person. But look at the market that they just made for Spence in Dallas. You know, Dallas came out. They came out. You could try to build something. I don't know if it'll ever get as great as the, you know, the Errol Spence, Mike Garcia. But if you put the right fight in there, who knows? You get what I'm saying? It's like you're not even trying. You like I said, you could be sleeping on a gold mine. But once again, they keep making Gennady Golovkin. You get what I'm saying? That's cool. You throw him $45 million for 3 fights or 2 fight, 1 fight, whatever you gave him. Why not give some of these other guys some of that? Some of these American fighters. Get them going. Give them the exposure. Right? So you can say the same thing even with ESPN and Terrence Crawford. Allegedly, I don't know how much he's getting, but they said he can make upwards of $108 million roughly. Tyson Fury. This man nearly got knocked out and knocked down twice. We ain't never seen Terrence Crawford thus far in multiple weight classes, you know, in that type of peril and that type of trouble. Where's his big bag? And it's funny that I say this stuff on my channel, and then once again, per usual, I know people watch my channel. Wilder told you he watched my channel. You know, shout out to that man. That black man. Oh, I know that makes you mad. But I know people watch my channel. I'm no fool. And then I hear Leonard Ellerby said the same thing. I'm not saying he particularly got it from me. He said something like his friend told him. But I know people get my talking points and run with them. You get what I'm saying? And I said that about Crawford. And then you hear him on record say the same thing that I've been telling you. You know, Crawford is a phenom. He might be that dude. You know, it's him or Errol Spence. I'm convinced. It's one of them. And you sleep, and you know, where's his 108? Okay, Terrence Crawford is insanely disciplined and a family man, but he'll beat your ass. And he's already doing his thing for $3 million or whatever you're giving him. What if you gave him a bag like you gave Tyson Fury? This motherfucker might fuck around and try to clean house at 47 and then go to 54 or something. We don't know that because he's already an insanely self-motivated person who's putting on all-star performances, elite level performances, you know. So that money and that security, knowing that he has something that he could continue building and stuff and getting to the next level, that might, even though he might turn into more of a monster. But that's not what they're doing, you know. They giving Tyson Fury for getting dropped twice. You know, he's a good boxer. He's a good boxer. But they giving him, you know, the keys to the city, $108 million. Why? Like, and see, this is the thing. They said Crawford, I don't know people's purses like that unless it's like reported by Nevada State Athletic Commission or New York or whatever. But they said, rumored, Crawford was getting like $3 million per fight or something like that. So if you got 108 to give Tyson Fury, who nearly died in the 12th round, right? Why not take that down to 80 million and then the 20 plus million, give that to Crawford if you got money like that? But once again, I tell you, they undervalue, and they could be sleeping on a landmine, they undervalue black fighters and the black dollar. They always act like as if there's no money in that market. That's false. You've seen the movie Black Panther. You've seen it. That broke records. And I think the record was maybe broken by Infinity War, the Avengers, but still, it still broke records for the time in which it was released. You know, the movie Us, I haven't watched it, but I heard it was solid. It was good. You know, Get Out did good. It's like when you go to realize, and these people at the top, is like, that's what makes me question their intent and how at least your knowledge of what's going on when these big companies constantly refuse to put people of color at the forefront of what they're doing. And then you have the audacity to package it up and sell it to Americans. This shit don't make sense. So ESPN, you're an American company, American-based company. I know they're in the UK now and stuff, but you started in America. You have a great American fighter who fought national tournaments in America, and he's an American champion, a badass motherfucker named Terrence Crawford, and you're not doing everything you can to make sure he doesn't want to go anywhere, and, you know, you're not giving him the keys to the city, the same red carpet treatment, you know? But when ESPN were covering the career of Ronda Rousey, it's like they kissing her ass. They kissing Ronda Rousey. Oh, she's the best female fighter. Man, she is not the best female fighter ever. I know women that could beat Ronda Rousey in a street fight. Like, I know them personally. Right? I know them personally, so I already know that. I know that for a fact. Ronda Rousey couldn't beat Ann Wolfe. No way, shape, or form. Or Layla Ali. Don't see it. But like I said, she on ESPN. She was doing trash talk. And see, people in Ronda Rousey trash talk, people like that. They like that. Let Broner trash talk. Oh, he's a monster. He's so offensive. We see the games, man. We see the games that are being played. Oh, yeah, I seen what Spence said. He said because he black, I think, just like Spence said to De La Hoya, you don't treat black people fair. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at Golden Boy, it seems to me that the Hispanic Latino fighter gets preferential treatment. They get the most exposure, the most buzz. You don't see the people that are signed with Keandre Gibson and Rashidi Ellis. People don't even know when they're fighting. You got to figure out from their Instagram page and shit. I'm not as I laughed, but I'm being real. I got to watch the Instagram highlights. They had no camera on them. There ain't no specials about them. You know, I got to see through their Instagram, through their own post. No PR person. They posted on their page that, oh, yeah, I got to fight, y'all. Oh, shit, you got a knockout? That's dope. Because I know some of them guys over the Golden Boy. So, you know, I think that to me personally, people say whatever they want about me, but a major downfall with these big American companies is for whatever reason, they don't leverage. Al Heyman is like the only one. He's like the only one. But a lot of people, and maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's another story. But anyway, they're not leveraging their spending, and it's like they throwing the bag to and making sure their commentators are constantly saying good things about the next person. You get what I'm saying? Guys, foreign fighters, and different things like that. And then when it comes to American, like even, you know, Paulie Malignaggi has said some things recently. He's a Showtime commentator. He's like all, you know, I can't do that because Paulie has got at Canelo before and he gets at Pacquiao. So Paulie's just outspoken. So I can't even do Paulie like that because I was about to say he brought up Wilder, but he does get at, you know, he does get at Pacquiao and Canelo and other people from outside. So I'm not going to do Paulie like that. But you get what I'm saying. It's just like listen to the commentary. Listen to Tim Bradley talk about Lomachenko on ESPN. Oh, wow, man, this guy's training. Man, I ain't never seen this. You spar with Terrence Crawford. Hey, you know, only you and him know what really went on in the sparring. And I know he gives props to Terrence Crawford, but, you know, I don't see, it's like I feel like sometimes black people tap dance. You know what I'm saying? Like they put even more, they put, like in the Bay, that's what you used to say back in the day. You putting on extra or extras. You know, you put on extra. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, you putting on extra with it. Like, Lomachenko's good. Nobody take that from him. He's good. But you putting on extra, like, you know, oh, he's training, he's doing backflips, he make it look easy. Like, he's not doing all that. You making it sound like you watching Roy Jones Jr. If Roy Jones Jr. and Lomachenko were naturally in the same weight category, Lomachenko would get broke off proper. If they were naturally in the same weight, Loma has no shot to beat Roy Jones. And it prime for prime. Hell no. I don't even see Lomachenko beating, I told you, Shane Mosley at lightweight. He getting dropped by Jorge Linares, who just got stopped in one round after. Shout out to Kenny Linder for handling that. You know, Shane Mosley was a serial killer at lightweight. Roberto Duran was a serial killer at lightweight. I don't see Lomachenko beating them guys. You get knocked down by Linares, who mentally breaks in fights. Roberto Duran was hands of stone, man. Shane Mosley would blast your fucking lights out. He'll knock your skull cap off. Whatever you wore in your ring walk, he'll knock that off. You know, and this is why you see, and see, this is the thing. This is why you see Lomachenko having to take a step back in caliber of competition. Like, hey, you're moving too fast. These performances ain't looking the same. Now he's fighting a guy with 6 losses who lost to a guy he already beat, who fought a guy he already beat twice, had a draw, and then came back and lost, in Anthony Corolla. Oh, let me guess, this is mandatory. So, of course, you're going to pursue the mandatory. But, once again, the point is simple. All these promoters know how to get out of mandatory, making these mandatory fights in other situations. You know, the WBC was going to allow for Wilder Fury 2 to happen. So, we know the games. Other fights can be made, you know, despite a mandatory, but a lot of promoters and matchmakers, they use the mandatory as a crutch. Oh, it's my mandatory. We got to fight him, guys, you know, and it gets played out. The real reason that you're content fighting the mandatory is because that's a guy that Lomachenko should level up against, you know. He should probably look pretty good. Probably. I don't know. But, you know, stylistically, I don't see really what Anthony Corolla would do to beat him. But who knows based on his last 2 performances, you know. That's why you see it. Why isn't Lomachenko not fighting Teofimo Lopez? He's calling him out. Teofimo ready. Teofimo ready. And then people are like, no, it's too soon. That's bullshit. How is it too soon for Teofimo, but Lomachenko in his second fight fought for a title? So it wasn't too soon for him, but for Teofimo, people want to hold him back. Make that make sense. That's what I'm saying. New media, we got this game on lock and key because I know they ain't out thinking us. They ain't thinking of more creative points that make sense, that are actually factual. You know, how is it too soon for Teofimo to challenge? He has an amateur background. He's strong. He's bigger than Lomachenko. He has boxing ability. He has a crazy jab. He's theatric. He sells the fight. His dad sells the fight. His dad's like an Angel Garcia type, if you guys haven't really seen. Like, well, you know, he'll help sell the fight and things like that. Lomachenko's a good fighter. Nobody held Lomachenko back in his second fight. Teofimo's he's at least making highlight reel dance videos and Fortnites and all this stuff. You know? But they say it's too soon. And they on the same team. They on the same side. Why don't you do that? And they had the audacity to say Lomachenko better than Mayweather and Pacquiao. All right. But he won't fight Pacquiao even at age 40. He said, oh, no, he's too old. He's too old. He's too old. So we see, like I said, that's the downfall. A lot of these big companies. And maybe one day they'll listen to me. Maybe one day it'll be too late. Who knows? But there's a lot of they never got behind Andre Ward, U.S. Olympian, gold medalist, moved up in the see, a lot of y'all don't know that. Dre moved up in the Olympics, fought out of the category he was normally fight, still got a gold medal. Right? They didn't give him no credit like that. You know, Teddy Atlas told him and Crawford to his face that Lomachenko's better. Now look at it. Crawford's still dazzling and still getting. Crawford moved up, and both of his fights were stoppages. Lomachenko moved up, and one of his fights was stoppages, and he also got knocked down in the fight. Crawford stopped guys and hurt them and never was knocked down and just moved up. But Crawford don't get his credit. And then to make that even more fucked up, they bullshit on Crawford and act like he's like, oh, who is he really beat? But they don't say that about Golovkin. They don't say that about Lomachenko. This shit is despicable. But we just going to keep chipping away at it. I'm out.